people, Dustin's Fish Tanks, bringing it to you with my top 5 ways we try too hard in our aquariums and screw it up. My number 5 in my top 5 ways we try too hard and fail with our aquariums. I want to talk about my 90-gallon reef aquarium and just getting oddball sizes. Look, any of us who have kept plants, fish, tanks, whatever, I've always had that one aquarium that we were like, oh, we're going to try this one out, it's going to be sweet, and it's not. My example of this, 90-gallon reef tank. I should never have been getting into reefs in the first place. It was way too tall for too weak a light that I had to penetrate the bottom. Corals never looked good. Things never did well. I actually tore the tank down. Same could be said for those of you who are like, I'm going to get this hex aquarium. Look, I'm not saying it's not possible, but nobody's ever had a hex they really love. My number 5, trying too hard, getting that odd size tank and trying to make it look cool. Just get the square boxes. My number 4 way you try too hard and screw something up in your aquarium, I want to talk about your substrate. That's right, folks. Talking about your substrate. Look, you're like, oh, I know this guy Dustin, he puts dirt in his aquarium. He puts 1 inch of dirt, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try extra hard. I'm going to use 2 inches of dirt. What happens? You use 2 inches of dirt and 1 inch of gravel on top. You get anaerobic conditions because you're trying too hard. You think you're going to supercharge your tank because dirt's good for your aquarium. Why not use twice as much dirt? You only use 1 inch of dirt, not 2. Use 2 inches. You're trying too hard. On the same vein of trying too hard with your substrate, you're like, I'm going to use dirt in my tank. I'm only going to use 1 inch, and I'm going to cap it with Eco Complete. Guess what? Eco Incomplete is not made to be put over dirt. It's made to go by itself. You put Eco Complete on top of dirt, you will suffocate your substrate, and you'll get anaerobic conditions. Ask me how I know this. My number 4, trying too hard with your substrate layer and screwing up your tank. Ask me how I know about these. I've been there. I've done it. My number 3, trying too hard in your aquarium and screwing stuff up. We've all been there. I did it. I'm admit it. Back in like 2006, I'm living in Boca Raton, Florida. I've got 125-gallon aquarium planted, no dirt. Wife's gone. I'm like, I'm gonna clean the heck out of this tank. I take the tank down halfway. I take out all 6 of the filter pads. I scrub them. I take the water halfway down. I fill it up, and I over cleaned my tank. It was carnage, absolute carnage. I watched my bleeding heart tetras float up to the surface that I love so dearly. Over cleaning your tank, I know you've been there. I know you've done it. I over cleaned my aquarium. Don't over clean your aquarium, folks. Just do a little bit. Too much can kill you, can kill your fish. Over cleaning your aquarium, trying too hard, messing up your tank. My number 2, trying too hard in your aquarium and screwing everything up. Every single one of you watching this has done this. Every one of you. Buying some fancy crazy fish, thinking you're gonna make it work in your aquarium, and you end up killing. I know every one of you has done this. I've done it. Look, from pacus to piranhas to red-tailed cats to that skunk botia that ruined the entire feng shui in my aquarium. We've all gone out on a limb and been like, you know, I just gotta have the green terror. I don't know what it is. And you buy a fish that totally screws up either the feng shui, eats a fish, or kills everything in sight. Buying that crazy fish, thinking you're doing yourself some good, that destroys your entire tank. My number 2 way, trying too hard in your tank, getting that crazy fish that goes nuts and kills everything. And my number 1 way you try too hard with your tank and screw something up. I'm doing it myself in multiple tanks. I'm talking about your lights. Look, it may not be the number 1, but it's a high one, and a lot of people do it, and it's this. You run your lights too long in your aquarium. Look, I got algae on this plant right here from lack of water changes and too much light. I got about 300 crenum natans, the catalyst for this video, out in my greenhouse. What did I do? I took them and immediately laid them under a 400 watt metal halide for 12 hours a day. Now look, they're coming from Africa, but you think they're getting that much sun? I don't think so. Yeah, shocker, the plants were a little bit shocked when I put them under a ridiculous amount of light. Look, folks, start at 6 hours a day, move your lights forward, you have less algae, less problems in your tank. I've been 6 degrees from the equator, and I know the lights aren't on 12 hours a day or 24/7 like some of you try to do. Do me a favor, folks, drop me a comment on the ways that you have tried too hard and screwed up your aquarium. Hit the notification button and the subscribe button if you like what we're doing. And tank on. Later.